Baseball fans, you're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. The Atlanta Braves have finally found the starting pitcher they've been looking for, and it will be left-handed pitcher Chris Sale from Boston. The Braves trading away infielder Vaughn Grissom. Boston, though, also sending $17 million to offset the cost of Chris Sale's contract. So the Braves effectively will get Sale for 1 year, $10 million, but will only be responsible for $500,000. You heard that correctly, $500,000 in 2024 because that money is deferred until 2034. Chris Sale does also have an option for 2025 for 1 year, $20 million. So the Braves get a couple of things in this trade. They get a pitcher now, but in the event that Max Fried doesn't re-sign, or in the event that they just need starting pitching next year and they like what Chris Sale offered in 2024, they can pick up that option come 2025. They trade away Vaughn Grissom, who is a prospect that had all the potential in the world, still has all the potential in the world, but he had nowhere to go in the Braves system. Braves have locked up just about every position there is, especially in the infield. Vaughn Grissom was just blocked out. He had nowhere to go, but what an offensive player that guy is. And Boston just got themselves a stud for a long time to come. Grissom is not a free agent until 2030. He can play shortstop. He can play second if need be. And I think that'll really depend on what Trevor Story does this season. If Story's back at shortstop, then maybe you see Vaughn Grissom at second, which I think may be better for Grissom, mainly because of his defensive issues that he had in Atlanta, the reason he did not get the starting job in Atlanta. Either way, Boston just got their hands on a really young, solid player who I think will be a star for years to come. And for Vaughn Grissom, yes, he's leaving the Braves, which, he's probably not too thrilled about, but he returns to the site of his first homer. His first homer was at Fenway Park, and how fitting it is that that's where he will play for the next few years. Chris Sale, let's talk about Sale. What are the expectations around Chris Sale? And, I'll be honest with you, when I first got the news that Chris Sale was going to the Braves, I didn't really know what to think about it. I didn't really want to say anything initially because I wanted to go in and kind of look at what the situation is. Because when I think of Chris Sale, I think of two things. I think of this elite pitcher there for a 7-year period where he was a 7-time All-Star, and he was also in the top 10 of Cy Young Award voting for 7 straight years. But then I also think about, since 2020, the injuries and who he, quote-unquote, hasn't been since that time. And I don't know that that's fair, because after I looked at the stats, after I looked at all of the information that is out there, I don't think that's fair. Because when you look at his 2023, he had a 4.30 ERA. That's not completely fair. His fielding independent percentage, which is what his ERA would be if defense did not exist, it would be 3.80 if he had a perfect defense behind him. So he had a little bit of bad luck. He had a 6-5 record with the Red Sox, who were not a great team. The Red Sox only winning 78 games. They were 5th in the AL East. But he also had an 11 strikeout per 9. That 11 strikeout per 9 tells me that he still has elite stuff. In September, he had a 99-mile-per-hour fastball still. In 2023, did he pitch great? No, but again, not on a great team. I think getting a fresh start with Atlanta could help him tremendously. In terms of him being injury-prone, I want to focus on that for a second. I mentioned his Tommy John surgery back in 2020, and anytime, Tommy John comes up, everybody kind of cowers away from it. I don't know. He had Tommy John in 2020. He hadn't looked great since. That's not completely fair either, because in 2021, he had a 3.16 ERA. In 2022, he had a 3.18 ERA. Really the time when the wheels fell off was this past season. And, I think that, again, being, a change of scenery and getting one of the best offenses in the game behind you will only help you on the mound. And I still think Chris Sale, the ability is still there. It's a matter of getting the results there. That is the gamble. It's the gamble in any trade. Is this going to work out for my team better than it will for the team that I'm trading with? Do I want to take this chance? I think this is a good chance for the Braves to take. I think Sale, can give you solid innings throughout the year. I think he can give you really solid innings in the postseason because of his experience, because of, the stuff he has. He's a lefty starting pitcher who throws near 100 miles per hour and has, a really good slider and changeup sinker mix. If he's anything close to Charlie Morton, this is a great get. And I think Sale could very well do that. Maybe, he can get back to similar numbers to what he used to do. And, that's what we're waiting to see. That's what playing the games do. We have to see this play out. In terms of how I think this is going to go, Fangraphs actually has predicted the Braves with the rotation of Fried, Strider, Morton, Sale, and Elder to be the best in baseball. Now, do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. But this is the same Braves team who this past season won 104 games without Max Fried for a large part of the season, without Kyle Wright for the entirety of the season. And, you can credit that to the offense, but I think you have to also credit it to the starting pitchers who carried the rotation throughout this past year. Spencer Strider, Charlie Morton, and Bryce Elder for at least the first half of the season, and whoever by committee was carrying it as well. The fact that the Braves were able to do that without the two guys that I mentioned earlier, Max Fried and Kyle Wright, for a large part of the season, says a lot about this team. And the fact that you're now even in the conversation for the best rotation in baseball when they by far had the best offense in baseball, I think, they're setting up very well for this year. We'll have to see what happens. The other thing is, losing Max Fried and Kyle Wright last year, had that happened to just about any other team, it would have effectively removed any thought of the postseason for a lot of teams because they didn't have the offense behind them. This rotation is now going to have that offense behind them, and I'm very excited to see what they're able to do with it. I think this team is going to be dangerous. I love the rotation, the way it's set up now. I think they've added the bullpen very well. They've gotten a lot of lefties, which they didn't have last year. We talked all year last year about how the Braves really need to add some left-handed pitchers. Let's talk about the money aspect, because the Braves effectively just got Chris Sale for $10 million, which is deferred until 2034. They're basically paying him nothing in the immediate, and they're only paying him $10 million for the year. This starter market is not buyer-friendly. Make no mistake about it. I don't think that the Braves were able to really get anything else out there because, there were rumors that they were in on Aaron Nola. And the rumor was that they offered Aaron Nola more than the Phillies did, and he decided to go back to Philadelphia. That's well within his right to do. But, they were in on that. They were rumored to be in on Dylan Cease. Do we know if that's true or not? No, but I'm sure they were making phone calls inquiring about the asking price. But the starter market's really high. Blake Snell has yet to sign. I think he'll probably sign for big money. But at the end of the day, the starter market is not buyer-friendly. You're not going to get the guy that you want for cheap. The fact that the Braves got a solid lefty starting pitcher for virtually nothing in the grand scheme of things is really impressive by Alex Anthopoulos. And I know that I'm always the guy here giving credit to Alex Anthopoulos, but that guy deserves it. I mean, you talk about a guy who knows more than any of us do and is able to really get all the distractions out of the way, keep everything quiet, and get deals done like this under the radar that turn into something bigger later on. And I think this is going to be one of those deals. You're spending virtually nothing in the immediate, and eventually you'll pay him $10 million 10 years down the road. I'm good with that. I'm good with taking that chance because it's $10 million. It's not 30 to 40, or in Shohei Ohtani's case, $70 million deferred. I think this is smart. I think it is a gamble, and you are trading away a prospect, but you're trading away a prospect that, all due respect to Vaughn Grissom, a great talent, great hitter, did not have a place with the Braves. And I mean this with all due respect. He was collecting dust in AAA or on the bench at the major league level. He was not playing to his full potential. This is good for Vaughn Grissom, because he will have a chance to play at the big league level regularly. But it's also good for the Braves because they were able to land a starting pitcher. And I saw a lot of people out there, saying that they weren't even mad, really, that the Braves traded Vaughn Grissom. There's a few of you out there. I know, I get that he's your favorite player, whatever, but there was very few of you. The majority of the people that are either not too thrilled with this trade or just didn't like it, We're mainly mad about, hey, this is our biggest trade piece in Vaughn Grissom, and we got a guy who's, kind of washed up. Your words, not mine. That's fair in a way. Like, I get it, but you have to look at it, without rose-colored glasses on. Vaughn Grissom had nowhere else to go. He was only going to decline in trade value for the Braves. He was only going to flounder in that AAA and bench spot. He was never going to be anything else for the Braves. And I hate to say that, but it's true. Pending an injury to Ozzie Albies or Orlando Arcia, he was probably not going to play. His defense was not there. And the Braves really value defense, rightfully so, but now he gets the opportunity to play. The Braves were able to land a starting pitcher for very cost-effective means. I think this is a great deal by the Braves. I think it's a masterclass when you really sit back and look at the fine print of it. I like it a lot. I think Alex Anthopoulos continues to show why he's one of the best general managers in baseball. Do I think the Braves are done? Maybe not. They might add a few more things. They certainly have enough spots to do it. In terms of a big free agent landing or anything, I think that's over. I think the starting rotation is probably set, pending something else coming through the woodwork. And it's a very good starting rotation. I mean, Fangraphs has it picked up as the potential best rotation in baseball for 2024. They have guys there that, if need be during the regular season, could step up. But they needed a guy who had postseason experience. They have a few of those. They have Max Fried, they have Charlie Morton, and I'll even say Spencer Strider. But they got a guy who's been there before, and that's only going to make them better. I think this is a great move. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Leave me a comment down below. Do you like Chris Sale coming to the Braves? Are you sad to see Vaughn Grissom go? Do you just not like the trade at all? Let me know down below. Remember also to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date with everything we have going on here at the channel, and of course everything with your Atlanta Braves. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. The tags are down below, as well as check out the On Deck shop where we have everything you could want with an On Deck logo. Anyways, guys, thank you again for watching. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time right here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.